Hello, dear friends. Today I have with me Rebecca Gibb, graduate of our practical 9-star key course. Rebecca will share with you how the 9-star key course was for her, what did she take away, and then share a bit like what she would like to tell to those who are considering taking our practical 9-star key course. So, Rebecca, you have studied macrobiotics since 1998, right? And
Yes,
and studied also nice Turkey for many years before you took the course. So, could you share with our friends who are considering taking practical nice Turkey course how it was for you? What did you learn? Have you learned something?
yes, I would. So yes, like you said, I started in 1998 and my first with macrobiotics. And so my first consultation I had, they went through the 9-star key and told me my numbers and how I was related to like my husband and my children and and my mind was just like, well, I said, what is this? And so I started reading up about it. And so I bought books and I read and kind of figured out through books how to find my numbers and how to look up my friends and my family and just to see how we all exchange our energy and how we relate to each other. I thought that was so fascinating. Um, but when I took your class, it was so well organized and so in depth that, like I told you before, I started out with a one sheet of paper and I ended up with a little book that I made specifically for the 9-star key information. So there is lots, I'm just going to say about the class, there are many things to learn, and they're all divided very succinctly into categories. So you don't get lost, but you get an in-depth look at each area. And just frankly, some of the areas that I particularly liked was how the 9-star key is related to your health. And, it talks about fire, which is summer, and relates all of the numbers to a season and what that means and what the taste is and what the foods are and what the organs are. And I thought that in itself, you could spend probably, a long time just trying to look at that and relate it to yourself and others. Um, the other thing that I always like is in relationship and knowing the characteristics of each number. And so it's really good for me. I mean, it's fun for me to know kind of like what my numbers mean. There's three numbers, which they'll tell you how to do that, which is another plus. They'll tell you how to calculate your numbers, and they'll tell you what each number means in terms of characteristics, general characteristics, and the seasons, and what's good in each season and what each season is good for. So there's always sort of an upside in every single number. And so I like that too. I'm saying numbers and I'm saying seasons, I'm saying energies and all that, but you'll learn all this in the class and how it flows together and contradicts each other, and just is really sweet. It's really sweet. Um, Another thing that's really cool about the class, they'll teach you how to look at monthly numbers and directions. So like if you're traveling and you're going, for instance, last year, I was traveling northeast and my number it was contrary to going in that direction. So I said, well, what do I do? So you're never really stuck in this situation. So you look at who's going with you. So they calculated who's going with me. Well, their numbers were great going with me. And they said, okay, all you have to do is just go for the ride. Don't try to plan anything. And so we went on this long journey up to Pennsylvania, and it was beautiful. It worked out swell. And so I think that is fascinating. It is also super, super, super fascinating, whether you're a beginner, whether you're intermediate, even if you're an advanced, this is good. It's a great overview. But if you even dabbled in it a little bit, you're just going to learn so much. It's wide, and they present it in a way that breaks down each category simply, and they'll answer all your questions and figure it out with you if you get confused, because it can get a little confusing sometimes. Um, and well, there's so much that you can learn. So all I'm going to say, I recommend the class. Take it. It's well worth it. You'll glean so much. I know I did.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience. I think this is very interesting information for those who already have some experience with nice turkey. That this is just going to take you much deeper, and you will get much more like lively experience and knowledge how to apply it in different situations, and how it really works in the characteristics of people. And I'm glad to show that that you share the example, like how it works in practice with your trip, that it really works, right? And yeah, thank you very much. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing you in the course. I think it will be great fun again.
Yes,
And
definitely.
yeah, and if you are interested and would like more information, then I will put the link in the description of this video, or in the first link below the video. So thank you very much. It was wonderful to have you here, Rebecca, and to share your experience. And looking forward to seeing you in the course.
Bye
Goodbye.
bye. Bye bye.